Hello and welcome to my Pokemon Horizons Episode 7 review. So this episode is mainly a focus on Liko and Roy training, but we do get a little more than that. It begins with Nidorfing out of her suit, and after Liko and Roy have a quick little battle with each other, they're welcomed into Rising Volt Tacklers officially now that they have a quiet day. Free suggests they talk to the last member of Rising Volt Tacklers, Dot, as Roy wants to talk about finding Rayquaza. So we know about this is Nidorfing, but Liko and Roy don't, but she's not really making herself known by going out to see them. He sends Quaxly in place with a note attached to it as a picture of Roy and Fuecoco knocks out, giving the idea that they're not strong enough yet. So they go and convince Freed that they need to get stronger. I think this is a really good way to get them training. Obviously Nidorfing or Dot is a more experienced trainer, so having her to get her approval is really cool. But really using it as a chance for Liko and Roy to reflect on what they really want to get strong is already showing great mindset from the two. Roy needs to get stronger for Fuecoco so they can take on Rayquaza. Liko needs to get stronger to be able to take on Amiphio. Also that she's not in her mind causing troubles for the others and be able to protect them too. Freed accepts, so Fuecoco and Sprigatito are ready to battle, who they think is Charizard, but Sachi Cap appears in a bolt of lightning and man can you hear a boss music play as he shows up. This really doesn't feel like a fair fight as the two kids just fire off blind attacks at first, and Cap doesn't have to move to avoid them. They do try and combo, but not really match for Cap's speed at all. Cap uses Double Team to provoke the two Pokemon, and Freed tells them to watch Cap carefully, despite there being multiple copies. It's Liko who picks up on what he means first, as the real Cap moves in a zigzag, and it seems they're making progress. Sprigatito and Fuecoco fall asleep and the battle's over. So after a quick lunch break, which looks banging by the way, Freed suggests that Liko and Roy battle each other again, where they fight each other a lot more strategically than at the start of the episode, as a surprise learning of Quick Attack that pushes Sprigatito to eke out the win. What I really appreciate is how they show Quick Attack here. Is how Sprigatito zigzags, kind of in the same way it chased Cap's Double Team clones, showing the specific movements really helps it learn. As this all comes to an end, Dot invites Liko and Roy to her room where Quaxly gives them another note. It's a drawing of Rayquaza coiled around the Paldea region, so man am I excited to see what that's all about. So this episode honestly surprised me with how good it was. It's about time we got a quieter episode, but the fact it still contained pretty vital growth for our two leads, while giving them a more proper introduction to Nidorfing, as the last member of the Rising Volt Tacklers, really makes it feel worth watching. As a matter of fact, it even pushes the Roy and Rayquaza story ahead by telling us where it is. I also really appreciate that this was our first episode fully on Bravasagi. I think we'll need to get used to these episodes being set purely on it, but it really is great seeing them all in their home just kind of going about their daily lives, and how Liko and Roy are settling into that. Of course the highlight though is how much Liko and Roy are growing already. How they start the episode out versus how it ends is quite the difference, and honestly yeah, for most part you could tell they weren't really battling effectively beforehand. Looking back, most of Sprigatito's actions have been spamming like leafage, so yeah, I'm happy to see that change. Also, Cap doesn't even really have to do much to come across as a total badass. I love that Pikachu. Overall, this episode was a great time. It just gave us a day in the life of the Pokemon world and was all the better for it.